Hey there. Okay, today I want to share with you my memory about something that I did in the past. So, a few years ago, I went on a trek with my best friends. Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm not exactly a trekking enthusiast. And to be honest, I went more for the company than the climb. And somewhere along the way, reality reminded me why the sun was out. The climb felt endless and my energy was dropping. And for those familiar with my body's special talent for dramatic exits, my blood pressure was beginning to fall like mercury in a thermometer. And I remember looking up the peak and thinking, there is no way I am making it all the way there. It looked impossibly far away. Every step seemed to reveal another stretch of the trail, another incline, another reason to just stop. And then one of my friends turned around, looked at me, and said something incredibly simple. She said, Daff, just focus on taking one step forward each time. That's all. And then she walked ahead. And somehow that one sentence changed everything for me. The peak stopped being my problem. The next step became my only responsibility. One step, then another, then another. And before I knew it, I was standing at the top looking at one of the most beautiful views I had seen in a long time. I've been thinking about that trek lately because I wonder if many of our problems are not caused by the difficult things, but by how huge we make them in our minds. Say, for example, study, get fit, repair the relationship, change jobs, save money, learn a skill, figure life out. And no wonder we avoid them. The mountain feels impossible. And when something feels impossible, comfort becomes very attractive, right? Which brings me to a thought I've been sitting with. I think many of our problems begin with what I call the expensive comfort. The comfort of avoiding a difficult conversation, the comfort of skipping the workout, the comfort of postponing the decision, the comfort of waiting another day. And sometimes we become so good at avoiding discomfort that we start using wisdom to justify it. One thing I notice when working with young adults is how aware they are. They understand well-being, boundaries, self-worth, personal responsibility, and that's wonderful. But sometimes this awareness becomes a hiding place. I hear young people say, my parents are responsible for their own happiness. Yeah, that is true. But it doesn't automatically remove the child's responsibility or opportunity to make amends when they are wrong. Then they say, I need to protect my peace. That's also true. But it always doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations, right? It's both a give and a take. That's how we all grow. A truth may be correct and still not help us grow. That's what I'm trying to get to. And growth often asks for a small discomfort today in exchange of a kinder tomorrow. That reminds me of something I spoke about in the log, One Day at a Time, I think. Waking up to a kinder tomorrow. Because tomorrow is simply another version of you waiting to inherit today's choices. Don't you think so? And I've realized something else. We spend a lot of our lives waiting for feelings before taking action. We wait to feel motivated, we wait to feel confident, to feel ready. But most meaningful things don't work that way, right? So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for confidence. Don't wait for certainty. Just do the right thing anyway. Because most of the feelings you're waiting for are not prerequisites, they're rewards. The confidence comes after trying, the peace comes after the apology, the strength comes after the exercise, the understanding comes after the studying. So the feeling you're waiting for is often waiting on the other side of the action. And perhaps that's why my friend's advice on that trek has stayed with me. Not because it's helped me climb a mountain, but because it helped me understand life. And most mountains are overwhelming when you stare at the peak. Most become manageable when you focus on the next step. So here's the invitation I want to leave you with today. Think of the one thing you've been avoiding. Now think of what is the smallest, the tiniest thing you can do now to get you where you want to go. Then do that today. You're putting off exercise. Take a 5-minute walk in your room. You're putting off studies. Study with full attention just for 10 minutes today. Putting off a job search. Update one section of your resume today. Putting off an apology. Send that first text. Putting off a dream. Take one step that makes it more real today than it was yesterday. And almost every meaningful place you'll ever reach in life is reached the same way. One small step at a time. Not the whole mountain, just the next step. Because focusing on comfort is easy in the moment, but it sure is going to send you the bill a little later. Don't wait for that.